Hi, Carrie. Hello, crafty friends. Carrie here. I am coming to show you a really cute holiday gift project. It is to make, let me move that out of the way, a candle. Now, these are the little candles that you just turn on to illuminate. They're not real candles. And as you can see, this one here is covered in a pretty Christmassy thing. I'm making a bunch of these for a craft fair. So I'm going to show you how to do this. It's going to be in two parts though, because I'm going to have to come back to do the glitter part later. But you need one of these candles that you can get from the Dollar Tree. I guess maybe I should have left it's just these right here. LED pillar candles. So they're just $1 a piece. I'm using the cream. They do have them in white as well. And then what you're going to need is a napkin that you have separated and pulled off the other layers. Okay. And then this is basically a half of this napkin. What you want is you want your napkin to wrap around and just overlap a little bit. Now, if you happen to have a napkin that's a lot longer and you need to trim it, which I don't, so I have two nice, neat, straight edges here. Sorry about that, I forgot the TV was on. But if you were to trim it, you'd want to start with gluing down your trimmed edge first. So all you need for this project, besides the napkin and the pillar, you're going to need a little pair of scissors for trimming. And then I'm using Mod Podge, but you could use thinned PVA, Elmer's glue. And so let me show you something. The perfect size napkin for these is if you get these the little square, the small ones. I guess they're, I don't know, the small ones. Because then if you open them up this way and you cut them in half. Now this one doesn't happen to be printed on the inside, but if it was, you just cut it right there, and you could actually do two candles. But like I said, you do have to separate it, which I was going to show you really quickly here, but of course it's not going to. Okay, well, I'm not going to show you how to separate it because it's not cooperating. But anyway, you have to separate the napkin pieces so that you just have the single layer of tissue. Okay. And then I just put my glue onto a little plate, and I'm using a foam brush. And then what you do, what you do to start it is just start and brush your glue on. You don't want to cover the whole candle. Probably doing about a quarter. And then you're going to take your napkin and just kind of line it up. There you go. And then just gently press it down into the glue. Just pat. Don't rub because you don't want to tear the napkin. And then just lift it back where the glue ends. And you're just going to come back in. And I don't know how good I'm doing this. Okay, I'm not on camera very well. Anyway, just come in and brush on some more glue. And then just lay it down. because you want everything to come into contact with your glue. But there again, still being careful because you don't want to stick it to your fingers and you don't want to tear it. And then when you come to the end of the glue, lift up. Come in, put some more. And come in, pat down. Turn. Now you're getting toward the end. So what you're going to do is take some glue, come in, fill the rest of your candle area, and then come out here on the edge and just kind of sponge on a little more glue. Bring it down, fold it, pat it in. Okay. And then carefully just come in and brush. Don't lift up and down. You don't want to tear it. Just kind of come in. And you just want to go in one direction. Do not go back and forth or you risk tearing it. So just turn your candle as you do it. Brush down, come all the way up to the edges because you want to make sure that this is coated good. And then keep coming. Okay. And then once you have that done, you want to just sit it aside to dry. Let me see if I have one that's like dry enough. No, that's still wet. Is that one dry? Okay, here's one that I did earlier that's dry. So, let me move the glue out of the way. I keep wet napkins or baby wipes so that I can clean my fingers off so I don't get all sticky. Okay. So once your Mod Podge has dried, you're going to come in here and you're just going to trim. Right along the edge here on the bottom. It's relatively easy because it's flat. Okay. Now, the top's a little bit different because it curves. Oh, there we go. It curves. But all you do is just straighten this up. Just come in, cut, and you just want to cut away, cutting down to the edges. Okay. And then just take your scissors and do the best you can to get all these little pieces off. Okay. Now, check your thing and make sure everything looks like it's glued down good. If you were to find a spot, which I don't have one on this one, but if you were, like if there was a little spot here, you just come back in and just kind of lightly flick your glue on just to make sure all of this, And actually it doesn't hurt probably to come back and do the edge. Okay. And then you have this. Okay, now I will come back and finish this in a little bit.